What's up, everybody? I'm here at Spotify's Wrapped Playground with the pop icon Charli XCX. Charli, how are you doing today? You look gorgeous, by the way. This green matches like the green over here with us.
Good. How are you? You look gorgeous too.
Thank you so much. I tried to, wear something that maybe you would like.
I love it. You won.
Thank you so much. So obviously, we are here to celebrate a great year in music on Spotify, which you were part of with your album Crash. How does it feel knowing that your album reached so many people around the world?
Yeah, amazing. It shows me that people have exquisite taste. Yeah, good. It's always very lovely and sweet to see the fans posting their top songs, and to be a part of anyone's Wrapped is always very lovely and nice.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that because as a fan of music, I love Spotify Wrapped because it makes me feel so much more connected to my favorite artists. So you as an artist, does that connection sort of develop as you see those people posting you as their most listened artist of the year?
Yeah, totally. And it's also really cool to see the kind of combinations of, the other artists who are like part of the kind of Wrapped, like the ones who are often in the same groups as me, like me and Rena are on a lot of people's lists, and it's just cool. It's nice to see like the taste groups,
Yeah. I mean, you released a very good collab with Rena this year, so I'm not surprised that was on so many people's lists. But who was on the top of your Spotify Wrapped?
My top artist on my Wrapped was Hudson Mohawk, and I really did love the album that he put out earlier this year, and I was listening to that a lot on repeat, like a lot, and I was also telling a lot of my friends to listen to it. I was sharing it a lot. I was basically working for him. I wasn't, but like, kind of, and it's a great record, and I definitely really did play that on repeat.
Yeah. Now, if you could be at the top of any artist, any legendary artist Spotify Wrapped, who would it be?
Sorry, in the previous interview, I literally answered every question with Lil Uzi Vert. Really? Every question, the answer was, Lil Uzi Vert. So I'm just going to stick to that formula and say Lil Uzi Vert.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't have asked you that. I knew that you had already answered it before.
No, I didn't. Not that question, just any question I answered Lil Uzi Vert. So Lil Uzi Vert, yeah. Or Britney.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe a collab with Lil Uzi Vert or Britney in the future?
Yeah, both.
Both, yeah, on the same song.
Sounds good.
So I actually blended my Spotify with yours, and I noticed that we had a lot of songs that we listened to in common. A lot of them were from Crash, so no surprise there.
Great.
However, there were other songs in there too, like Obsessed with Addison Rae, which is a bop.
I love that song. It's so good.
And I know that you were in the studio with Addison Rae for a while. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I am Addison's number one fan. She is such a wonderful person. She has so many good songs. I don't really know like what's happening with them. I'm not even a part of most of them. I'm just genuinely like such a fan.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's a legend. Yeah. She is like legend status, and I hope that we hear more music from her. But working with her was really cool. I mean, she's a very kind soul. She is just, we're kind of like the yin to each other's yang. She's kind of like very like happy and like bubbly, and I'm kind of, this is my voice and I talk like this and whatever. So it's like a good dynamic. We have a good dynamic.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to like hear her songs because you can definitely hear the influence of your music that I feel like had on her. And I know there's some fans like pressuring you on Twitter, like tell Addison to release I Got It Bad.
No, I'm telling her. Yeah. I text her all the time. I'm like, release it. What are you doing?
Exactly. It's a bop. Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing, but I'm sure it's coming if I have anything to do with it.
I wanted to get back to Crash a little bit. Earlier this year, you said that Constant Repeat was your favorite song on the album. Is that still the case now?
Yeah, it is actually. I think close second, Lightning, but Constant Repeat has been my favorite since I wrote it, and it was the final song that I wrote for the album as well. There's something just very euphoric about that song, and it makes me really feel a lot. I really do love that.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned Lightning too, because that's my personal favorite from the album, and it was really cool to see everybody on TikTok sort of fall in love with that song when they posted audios of it. So that was really cool. Did that make you happy to see?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Anytime people are doing anything with my songs on TikTok, it makes me happy. So, yeah.
So you're here to perform. And speaking of performing, you went on tour this year. What was your favorite city to be in and why?
I think Sao Paulo was my favorite. Yeah, just because the crowd was so wild, and I don't get to go to South America that much, so to do like the dates that I did there, it was so fun, and I really felt like the passion and the love from the crowd and the fans, and it was a really amazing experience.
Have you been to that city before to perform?
Yes, I have. Quite a while ago, though, so it was my first time back for a minute, and it was so fun. And I also did I did a festival show, and I did a side show, and Pablo Vittar came out and performed with me at my kind of own headline show, and it was just so iconic.
Yeah, it must feel so special to be back in a city, where you love it there. Regarding your songwriting, you're a great lyricist, and we not only see that in your music, but in the songs that you've written for other artists as well. So I want to know, what was your favorite song that you wrote for another artist?
I really love Same Old Love, which is a Selena Gomez song. I think it's like a really well-written song. I didn't write it alone, so I'm not like gassing myself up, but I don't know. I really love that song. I also really liked being a part of Senorita as well. Either of those, I think.
Yeah, I mean, both of those songs were massive, so that must have felt so nice as a writer of the song, being behind the scenes, seeing that blow up,
Yeah, it was. I didn't have to do any work. It was great.
No promo, no nothing.
Nothing. It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that 2022 is over, I think part of the reason why I love your music so much is because I've seen you go through so many different subgenres within pop that all make up pop music. And with this year, with Crash, we saw like a full pop era from you, which was really cool. And so with 2023 coming up, what sound do you think that you will pursue for your next record?
I don't really know yet, because I haven't really begun like talking about the next record, but I just, my approach to the next record is just going to be no fear, like no fear, no compromise. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think just fully 100% staying like truly committed to the vision and not kind of watering it down with any sort of like, I don't know, afterthoughts. Just like being very fearless in all the decisions that I make around my creativity, and hopefully that will help really inform the sound.
Definitely. I love that idea of no fear, because you released your album How I'm Feeling Now in the pandemic, which you created over 6 weeks. Was that right?
Yes.
So, I mean, the idea of no fear, like you have no fear to create something like that, give yourself a deadline and you meet it. Like, that's just so crazy to me as a fan to like hear that as an artist, because I'm like, that must have taken like so much effort to do.
Yeah, it was really stressful, but also very fun to kind of create in that like pressure cooker style way. It was interesting, and I think it really informed the process of how the music was made and the videos and things like that. And I feel like working within kind of strict confines kind of like can really help work sometimes, like when you only have a certain amount of tools to apply. I think it can really help create a strong identity to a body of work.
Definitely. And I think that goes along with my next question, because I want to ask you, because we've seen you do all those subgenres of pop, when was the moment that you realized, okay, what I'm making is 100% representative of me?
I think probably when I made the Vroom Vroom EP, that's when I began to first really feel like that. And then when I made my mixtape Pop 2, that's when I really confidently believed that and felt that, the music that I was making was music that only I could make, and music that felt like truly, totally my personality and my mind.
Definitely. I mean, both of those are fan favorites. And did you see anybody Spotify Wrapped that was a really old song of yours?
Yeah, there are definitely a few, few vroom vrooms in the mix and track 10s, and that's always really cool when that happens. When within the Wrapped, the body of work is represented, like all the bodies of work. That's cool.
Yeah, because that's when it's like the longevity is there. People listen to it years after.
You're an icon. Right?
Pop icon right here, Charli XCX. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice to speak with you too.
Thank you. You look gorgeous again. Yeah, have a great rest of your day.
Night.
You
cool.
too.
All right.
So excited.
Yay.